Happy New Year.
Good morning.
We do not have Haniel this morning, just me and Hector. It's chilly. Truth is, the temperature has dropped below 60 in Florida. So you might, you might need to add us to your prayer list, because when it drops below 60 in Florida, it should be snowing or anything pretty soon. I'm sure that the state will declare a national emergency soon. Interesting, the holidays are over, and when the euphoria of the holidays ends, one of the things that hit us is the realities. A lot of people might put themselves into debt, and a lot of people, because of they ran into family, might find that a lot of old wounds are still there. A lot of great big elephants in the room showed up. A lot of situation might be facing a great deal of anxiety. I have a few Bible verses to encourage us today. One of them is from the Bible app. It's today's verse of the day. It's from Philippians chapter 4 verse 6. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God." So it says, don't worry, just put it in the hands of God. That's what it's basically saying. And if there's one thing that I've seen, is a lot of people during these times, there's a lot of old wounds that get opened up, because you see family that you haven't seen and you remember, and people hurt each other, and maybe right now you just you start to relive in your head things that people have done to you, old wounds, old hurts, and you're like, oh, why did this person have to do to me this? Why did this person have to do that? Why did this person have to walk out? Why did they have to say that? I don't know. But I do know one of the biggest and worst family feuds in the Bible is in the book of Genesis, where these these brothers basically take their youngest brother, and they basically sell him. They sell him off. Human trafficking. They sell him off. And he goes through a rough life, a really rough life. He goes from basically being a male slave to being in jail to just false accusations, running from the law, just one thing after another, after another, after another. Every time he tries to get his life together, every time it seems like something's happening, seems like somebody else does him wrong, and in the end, God takes care of him, which there's a lesson in and of itself for us there. God takes care of him in the end. But when he finally has a chance to confront his brothers, and he's in a position to pay them back for all the wrong they've done to him, he says something interesting. He says, Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Listen, we don't know God's ultimate plan. We know we have one of the promises in the Bible, which is in Romans 8:28, which says God somehow can take no matter what anybody does to us and somehow make it work out for good in the end. And we just don't have the wisdom, but we have to trust him along the way. But listen to that first part. Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? In other words, maybe you're going through something and you don't understand right now. Maybe it doesn't seem fair, but you're not God and I'm not God. So we don't have all the answers, okay? Have to have a little faith in the journey, and that God has our best interest at heart, and that he's working out a plan. Do everything you can in your power, everything you can, but at the same time, don't lose that most important element, the hope and the faith in his character, that he's gonna work it all out in the end. Maybe that somebody did something to you for harm, but that doesn't mean that God can't turn around and make it, in the end, somehow, a blessing in your life. Okay? That's what I wanted to share. I wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year. For those of you that are beginning to watch this for the first time, I'm Pastor Hector, and this is my son Hector. And every morning, Monday through Friday, we're here. We're sharing a word of encouragement. And if you would help us by sharing this through social media, sending it to your friends and family who you think it'll be would bless them. It's just 5 minutes of faith. We just take 5 minutes every day on the way to work to encourage each other. All right, let's together make a difference. God bless you one and all.